everybody and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be showing you some books that I have been loving. They are kind of bordering from the young adult section to, are there any grown-up books? A slightly grown-up book. I've been reading them over my holidays because I don't tend to read that much whilst I'm at home because work sort of takes over. But when I'm on holiday on the beach I read loads and I'm quite a slow reader, yet these books I have read so fast because I was so into them. They were so good, and also on holiday I didn't have very good Wi-Fi, so I didn't have a chance to just be scrolling through Facebook every second of the day on the beach or at the pool. The first one is a really old book. It is The Last Song by Nicholas Sparks. I love Nicholas Sparks. I think A Walk to Remember might be one of my favourite books ever. And this one is about a girl that's got a broken up family. She moves in with her dad for a little bit over the summer and meets a guy, and there's some cute turtles in it that are being protected on the beach, and it's just lovely. I don't want to give away too much, but Nicholas Sparks always has kind of sad romantic stories, like The Notebook, which I'm sure you've all watched. Yeah, this one I haven't actually watched the movie. It's got Miley Cyrus and Liam Hemsworth in it. I think it's Liam Hemsworth, the younger brother. I can't remember his name. But it's actually, I think they're engaged now because of this movie. Book number 2 is The Vinegar Girl. It is by Anne Tyler, and it is actually technically The Taming of the Shrew, but it's a modern take on it. I've never read Taming of the Shrew, but I do know of the storyline, and so it is a Shakespeare classic, yet they've done loads of different books of Shakespeare that have been rewritten in a modern age, and I really loved it. It's a good way to get, if you don't understand Shakespeare's language and you don't really think that you can kind of get into it because it might be something that reminds you of school or something, it's such a good way to kind of be introduced to Shakespeare and enjoy it maybe a little bit more for the maybe younger audience. I do think everyone should read a bit of Shakespeare, but everything I've read of Shakespeare was at school in drama and English lit, and we never got to do the Taming of the Shrew. But I'm now actually tempted to read the real Taming of the Shrew. But this one I love. It's quite a short book, and quite big writing, so it's really easy to read and great for all ages. Book number 3 is The Witch's Kiss. The sisters who wrote this actually know my husband, and we went to their book launch and I read the book, and I think it's great. I think it's going to be a really big seller because it's kind of got that element of Twilight, and it's got that series kind of thing, a bit like Twilight and Harry Potter and Divergent. They've got another book coming out, and I mean, they've got HarperCollins have published this, and they've obviously got a lot of faith in them because I just think it's going to do really well. It's a really good story, really easy to read, and it's a little bit darker than a normal children's book, but so is Twilight. So I would say kind of age 10 onwards, you should definitely start reading that. I think it's already really popular though, so you may have already read it, but if not, I will put the link down there. Book number 3 is My Grandmother Sends Her Regards and Apologies by Frederick Backman. This book is, I think it only came out this year, but you can see how much mess I made from this book. I read last summer holiday A Man Called Ove, which is the book before this. They're not really related, but they have got a very strong similar. I mean, his writing style is very similar in each of them. It's about an old person. The last one's about an old man. This one's about an old woman. So funny. You will laugh out loud whilst reading it. So it's a nice pick-me-up. And there's some sad moments in both, but this one is about a grandmother who's a bit of a mental case and is always causing trouble, and her young sort of precocious granddaughter who's 7 is her like best friend who doesn't actually have any friends, so her best friend is her grandmother, and it's just adorable. It's really good, and I would say to read Ove first. I think Ove was a little bit better. I'll put both of the books down there in the description. Okay, my last book is Everything Everything. It's in the Zoella Book Club 2016. I think it was in the bestsellers list when I was at the airport, but I mean, I'm not surprised. All Zoella's books are probably in the bestsellers now. This book is a bit more of a tweeny novel. It's Nicola Yoon's first book, and it's magical. It's so good. It's upsetting as well. There are some really sad things because it's about a girl who's got a disease and she can't leave her house, but then she sees a boy out of the window and they fall in love and all that. So I would say everyone has to read this. It's definitely aimed at the younger kind of 13 tweeny age, and it's got a lot of drawings in it as well, which even being older I actually love that. I think it breaks it up really nicely and just makes it really easy to read, and literally one of my favourite books ever, this one. I think it's magical, it twists and turns in ways you wouldn't guess, and I just think, yeah, everyone must read this book. So I hope you've enjoyed my first book review, and I hope you enjoy the books if you do go and read them. I'll leave all the links down there. Make sure you give it a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it, and subscribe down there, and I hope to see you all soon. Bye!